Hey guys, it's Roscoe, and on the Space Coast, we're going to continue our in-depth exploration of the Rise of Skywalker Visual Dictionary, and we're going to have a look at Pasaana. So here is the first page of its spread. It was a beautiful desert landscape as well. I don't know, is it Jordan or somewhere it's filmed in? Very similar, of course, to Rogue One. Less so The Force Awakens, because that was more desert than it was rocks as well. But let's see what it says here, and then we'll have a look at the actual Pasaana spread. The spy report from deep inside the First Order ranks arms the First Order ranks arms the resistance with vital intelligence. The enemy is readying a new fleet at Exegol. Reaching this ancient world in the unknown regions is a problem, but the path to a potential solution can be found in the Jedi texts penned by Luke Skywalker himself. Years earlier, he had been pursuing leads regarding a Sith wayfinder that would point to Exegol, but that investigation dried up in the deserts of Pasaana. It is a tenuous lead, but it is all the Resistance has. With Leia's blessing, Rey takes Luke's lightsaber in hand and unites with her friends Finn, Poe, Chewbacca, BB-8 and C-3PO to begin the quest for Exegol on Pasaana. And here is the Pasaana spread. I do like this planet. Very similar to, say, Tatooine and Jakku when we see them from orbit. That standard sort of arid desert world. It kind of looks a bit like Mars, to be honest. Oh, watch out there, BB-8. You go back there. So, Pasaana. Desert planets may have a reputation for desolation, but Pasaana is bursting with life and culture. Towering buttes of granite and sandstone disrupt long stretches of sun-bleached dunes and shrubland, creating shadowed valleys where water, and therefore life, collects. The native Aki-Aki recognise and revere both the tenacity and fragility of life, welcoming off-worlders with open arms during their biennial festival season, when food and water are plentiful and ready for sharing. Between such celebrations, the Aki-Aki live an austere life, gathering food and water for the next grand event. They adopt a few advanced tools to aid in their survival, but otherwise maintain a pre-Starflight level of civilization. No spaceports dot Pasaana's surface, but visitors are common. Now it's difficult to make this out, even for me, in this lighting, but this is the caves, you know, when they fall through the sand into the caves, the tunnels that snake thing has made. And it says, beneath the desert surface are caves that lead to freshwater aquifers. The presence of burrowing predators keeps the Aki-Aki from overexploiting this resource, but brave spelunkers have tapped these troves to create wells from which spring towns and farms. Telltale signs of possible aquifers include shifting mires, quicksand deposits that can swallow a downed skiff whole. Now there's a bit here about desert farming, and obviously we're very familiar with moisture farming from, say, Tatooine. So let's see what it says. A rare example of modern technology eagerly embraced by the Aki-Aki can be found in the dust grain farms they maintain. The desert winds of Pasaana carry seeds and spores amid the clouds of blown sand. Using specialised electrosifters, a farmer can pluck these organic kernels from the silicate gusts, dragging them into collection hoppers. The pole-shaped sifters also contain moisture evaporator technology, allowing a grid of these easy-to-maintain devices to turn a stretch of arid landscape into an irrigated underground garden known as a dust farm. The fedrug grass and Termania spore that grow in these farms form daily dietary staples for the entire Aki-Aki communities. And that is this. Now let's see what this little creature is all about, and what's this text here. Eubene can't get a decent meal there. At least Pasaana's unoccupied. That's Beaumont saying that. So that is an okey pokey. Okey pokey native fauna to Pasaana. Inquisitive rodents, okey pokey, have sensitive hearing and vision to alert them to danger. These furred, cliff-dwelling creatures feed on thistle buzzers, gorpions, and other insects. Some Aki-Aki have domesticated them to rid crops of pests. So, the tufts aid in detecting wind direction. That's the very tip of their ear. The ear channels radiate excess heat. And you can see that ribbing here as well. Sensitive eyes vibrate along with ears so that Aki-Aki can see sounds. It's interesting. You see his little eyes there. He's got a half-eaten thistle buzzer in his mouth. It's kind of like a giant moth, I think. And that is all it says about him. Now, just a data file on the world itself. Ombakan sector in the expansion region, 11,135 kilometres in diameter. Terrain, desert bluffs and dunes. It's got one moon. I don't remember seeing it in the film, but I'll have to check again. Population approximately 500,000 Aki-Aki. No formal census has ever been undertaken. The fact, actually, it says the Aki-Katura farming community of 3,000 people is this here. I suspect I've murdered that pronunciation. The Ikledu Wastes is here. That's interesting, desert North Pole. So used to seeing ice at a North Pole. And then we've got the Jamtarine Mountains, which are basically have just fallen into darkness here. Now what this is to here, let's see. The Forbidden Valley, of course it is. This rocky valley is the site of the Festival of the Ancestors. Now, the fact file on Pasaana. Pasaana was a stop on the system-hopping walkabout that Luke Skywalker undertook after the Battle of Endor, when he sought to uncover lost lore of past Jedi and Sith. The First Order has no established presence on Pasaana, as the world's meagre resources and sparse population do not make it a worthwhile target. However, the influx of visitors for the Festival of the Ancestors warrants the dispatching of TIE fighters and stormtrooper patrols. So there you go, guys. There is a separate spread on, say, the Festival of the Ancestors, which we'll look at, and also on the Hermit and his vehicle and all that sort of stuff, but they will be in other videos. But for now, I thought you'd just enjoy the background details on Pasaana. It was a fascinating world. I really liked its cinematography that they used for that one. And the species was quite interesting as well. That Festival of the Ancestors was very, very colourful with all the clouds of coloured dust going off. But for now, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for a upcoming topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.